Hello everyone, this is Jorge Diaz from Larry Jacob Internet Marketing, and this is our fourth episode of How Do You Describe Infusionsoft Success. Today I have a guest, Lance Shuldberg from Diloger, that we met, gosh Lance, it was probably InfusionCon, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was 2011.
Yeah, Lance and Gary Spire, the CEO of Diloger, had a booth there. And at the time, their tool was called Question Mine. I did some experimentation with the tool at the time, but gosh, it didn't do justice to what the tool is today. I mean, after 4 years, the tool is much more advanced. The feature I like the most is the video branching. Did I call it the right name, Lance?
Yeah, video branching. Video branching or choose your own adventure video, absolutely.
Right, which enables you to have a series of videos chained together to get people to answer questions, qualify them, whatever it might be. But it's basically a video set of questions that can all be tied back to Infusionsoft to set tags to really segment people based on their answers, and then your follow-up can be, done accordingly. So that's a really short introduction to what these guys do, but what I'd like to do is to have Lance kind of introduce himself, Gary, what their company's about, and when is Diloger really the right tool or the better tool to use?
Yeah, sure. So Diloger, what we enable people to do is a couple of things: increase engagement and conversion throughout every phase of lifecycle marketing. We're talking to an Infusionsoft audience here. Largely, there will be people who aren't familiar with Infusionsoft who see this, I'm sure. But if we look at the context of lifecycle marketing, where you want to attract new clients and then sell and then wow those clients, where Diloger fits in is we have a suite of engagement apps like video branching or quizzes or surveys or assessments that you can plug in at different phases during lifecycle marketing to really increase the engagement with your clients and increase conversion and kind of plug the holes along the way, right? There's people dropping out of your funnel all throughout, and we help you plug the holes by using interactive content, like I mentioned, quizzes and surveys, and even interactive video, like you said.
Right. And for example, if I'm an Infusionsoft user, something I may be tempted to do is to build a web form that's got a bunch of questions, and you answer them yes, no, or, whatever those are. That would be one way, right? And Diloger kind of steps in and throws some steroids at that.
Yeah, so that's how we got started. What you just described is how Diloger got started. So Gary Spire, our CEO, this was back in, I think, 2010-ish. He was selling content. We hadn't started Diloger yet. He has a lot of books on crowdfunding and raising capital and typical content marketing type stuff. And he wanted to build a quiz for his own website. And at that point, it had to be custom built, and he wanted to integrate it with Infusionsoft. It was just this big process, and he was using all of his Infusionsoft custom fields. That was kind of the pain that was the.
I tell you what, I've built one of those using JavaScript. And let me tell you, it looks beautiful, but we're talking about a monster project, and if you ever want to modify something, it's just huge overhead. So it's a big expense. An expense like that really can't be justified by just about, all but the guys that are just selling some big dollar items.
For sure. And that's how we got started, and from there, we then expanded into more than just quizzes and surveys, but that was really the genesis was, let's make it really easy for someone to put together some really amazing content, lead magnets, like quizzes and surveys.
Right, and now the nice thing is you guys incorporate these into either web pages or into like self-hosted, whatever layouts, so that you can get there via an email, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you can embed a dialogue. We'll focus on the quiz first. You can embed a quiz right within your web page, whether you're using WordPress or Optimized Press or any content management system. You can embed it right within your existing experience. Or if you want, you can send people to, we call it a microsite, a Diloger hosted microsite that just has the quiz on it. you can drive traffic directly there as well.
Gotcha. So give us an example. We were talking earlier about this one client that's using it to qualify people right on the homepage of their site, right?
Yeah, sure. So that's how a lot of our clients use this, is kind of a new type of lead magnet, and they're seeing enormous increases in conversion rate. So one of our clients, Eleanor Beaton, on her website, she had the standard opt-in for a white paper, and she wanted to do something more engaging. She wanted to really engage her audience, and so she changed it to a persona assessment, where based on the way someone answered, she then told them, hey, you're either an influencer or a director or a relator. So she made it really fun and engaging, and she saw a 300% increase in opt-in rate on her website. And that's a pretty standard thing for what our clients are seeing when they switch over from just using a standard like white paper download opt-in to a more engaging quiz or survey.
Okay, so in this case, I mean, it sounds like from the choices you were giving, it's almost like they're doing like a disc assessment-ish sort of thing.
Sure.
So you're really, I mean, that's actually some really valuable information to have about people visiting your site if you want them to do something next, right?
Absolutely. And I don't want to get too technical, but we allow people to create 4 different types of quizzes. There's the simple scored quiz would be like a trivia quiz, right? How much do you know about Taylor Swift, or how much do you know about X topic? And you get 9 out of 10. So that's just a really simple kind of social media type scored quiz.
Okay, and in that case, the results would be either a tag in Infusionsoft that says, greater than 75%, greater than 50, so different ranges, and then you can take action after the fact, right? Sure.
So you can tag them based on a lot of things. You can tag them based on their scoring range, like you said. Sometimes you just want to tag them that they completed the quiz.
Right. Well, and let me tell you, because Infusionsoft, it's rough to do summations inside of Infusionsoft. So that's a really cool feature. That's all done inside of Dilogr, and then the results are recorded either custom field or tags in Infusionsoft, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're really into summations and you want to get crazy, you could use what we call our advanced scored quiz. Has all of the functionality of the simple, but you can even score sections of the quiz. So, if someone answered, let's say question 1, question 10, and question 17 were all related to a topic, I could take their score on those and tag them based on how they scored on an individual section of the quiz as well. So you can do a lot of advanced scoring functionality with that advanced scored assessment.
Okay, that's cool. So this is just a simple quiz. There's no video involved. It just
correct.
And I can either do them all on one page. I know you can set it up so that every page gets a new question depending on how you want to do your layouts.
Yeah, exactly. You can do either all on one page, one question per page. You can even, if you want, you could have 5 questions on the first page, and then the next page is a different topic that only has 2 questions on it. So complete flexibility there with how you set those up.
Okay. So that's the number 1 type, right?
Yeah. So the simple scored quiz, the advanced scored quiz, we talked a little bit about the things that are added there from the simple scored quiz. I mentioned the ability to score by sections of the quiz as well, and also the ability to send out a completely custom PDF report. So we have some of our clients, like one of our clients put together a quiz called the Recognition Rater. You can see an example of that one on our site if you go to our website. And what they do is, based on the way that you answer, they send you a completely custom PDF report that says, on question 1, you answered this, here's our feedback for you. On question 2, you answered this, here's our feedback for you. So very, very unique, custom, personalized feedback. And you can do that with the advanced scored quiz.
Okay, so is Dilogr the one that's building that PDF?
We are, yeah. So you have what we call a recommendation builder inside of Dilogr, and you can create recommendations. And a recommendation is basically a paragraph of text or something that you want to tell someone based on different criteria. So your if-then criteria would be like, if they answer this, show them that. Or if they score within this range, show them that. So it can be based on scores. It could be based on personas, if you're doing a persona quiz, which we'll get to in just a second. Or it could be based on answers to individual questions.
Okay, so I didn't know that you guys have this. So you can basically like mail merge based on whatever questions were answered, and this paragraph of text is inserted here, and bundled up into a PDF and emailed to someone based on the conditions.
Yeah, and your analogy of the mail merge is exactly right. In fact, we use our own like short codes or merge fields, kind of like in Infusionsoft. If you want to merge in someone's first name, you say dear contact.first name. We have our own list of merge fields that you can put into either an autoresponder or you can put them on a thank you page. You can merge those into different places.
Nice.
For that PDF report.
Cool. Okay, I'm getting that one. Okay, so that's two of them, right? The advanced and the simple.
Yep, and those are scored. Scored meaning you score between 0 and 100 or 0 and 10. The next type of quiz is the persona, and that we have the simple, we call it a simple personality quiz, like which superhero are you, right? So something, in the end, instead of getting a score, you get a personality. And then the advanced persona quiz takes that to another level, just like the advanced scored quiz is taking the simple scored quiz to another level. With the advanced persona quiz, you could say, I'll give you an example. John Maxwell is one of our clients. He's sold like 22 million books on leadership, and he created a quiz called the Growth Quest Quiz. And the goal there was when someone takes it, he's going to tell them what their top 3 strengths are. So after I take the quiz, it says your greatest strengths are teamwork, communication, and this. And then he sends them a custom PDF report that also says, here are 3 areas that you can improve in your leadership.
Gotcha.
And of course, go buy my course to be able to improve in these areas.
Good, okay. Okay, so that's the personas is the third one.
Yeah, so simple personality and then advanced persona. So those are the third and the fourth types of quizzes that you can create.
Cool, okay. So then what, so there's, is the next one then the video branching?
Yeah, so those types of quizzes, we would bundle all of those into quiz marketing. And quiz marketing is one part of our platform. The other part of our platform, or there's two other main components. One of those other main components is video marketing. And in video marketing, you can do your most basic video, like hosting a video, delivering it online, all the way up to advanced video branching, like you talked about before, where you could really ask someone a question as they come to your website and then change the content of the video and have a very personalized dialogue with them on your website.
Now you can make this decision, you can do this decision without videos, or is it only with videos?
So this type of logic is specific to the videos. Okay. The video branching, that functionality is unique to the video branching.
Okay, so I can come up, record myself saying, description, explanation. By the way, if you're one of these, press A. If not, press B. And then underneath, I get the 2 quiz questions or the 2 options, right?
Yeah, exactly. It can be overlaid like right on top of the video, so right below where I'm talking, or it could be below or to the side of the video. That's up to you.
So I'm recording a bunch of videos and then I'm stringing them along based on what answers I got from the person taking the quiz.
Exactly, and this is one of the more advanced things that we do. I typically recommend if you're getting started with really engaging with your clients with technology like Diloger, to start a little bit more simple and work your way up to the branching.
Sure.
So a simple version would be what we call video chaptering. And video chaptering is so powerful because you know how people's attention span is just so low on the internet right now. You could take even this, let's say the video that you and I are recording right now, you wanted to put that up on your website. You could host that with Diloger, and then you could put a chapters bar on the side that's kind of like a table of contents. So someone hovers over that chapters option, and it pops out and says quiz marketing, video marketing, visual marketing, and whichever topic someone wants to learn about, they click on that chapter and it jumps them to that point in the video.
Oh, okay, so this is, I only have to record one video, or do I have to chop up the video?
Just one video. That's the great thing about chaptering is it's a kind of an intro or easier way to allow people to choose their own path in a video. In this case, though, it's just jumping around in one clip rather than having to go through the logic of creating 10 clips or 15 clips.
Well, I mean, I tell you, just from a video editing and video production and even storing it, that's a real treat. So I can fast forward.
For sure.
I'm really saying, hey, this corresponds to, position 7 minutes, 30 seconds, right? And it just
Yep.
fast forwards to that space.
And what's great about that is, especially with longer content, right? Like webinar recordings, interviews, content that's more than a couple of minutes, it's great to allow people to choose the content they want. One other thing that's really neat about that is you could put a chapter that says, contact me or something like that. And when they click on it, it could take them to a lead capture form right within your video. And so you could use that as a lead generation tool right on top of the video itself.
Oh, okay. So it's like a pop-up, for lack of a better word, right?
Yeah, sure. So right on top of the video, ask for name, email, any fields you want to ask for in exchange for whatever offer you're giving them.
Okay, and this is called video what?
So that would be video lead capture.
Okay.
And that's a component of any type of dialogue or video project. So if you're doing a video branching project, you could still include video lead capture as part of that. Or if you're doing a video with chaptering, you could include video lead capture as part of that. The lead capture is a feature on any type of dialogue or video project.
Okay, and now, see, now as the techie in me is getting all curious here. I like this. So am I having to host this like on an Amazon S3, or am I uploading the video into Diloger?
You upload the video directly to Diloger. When we started, we allowed people to host on Amazon S3 and run it on their own hosting. But what we found is the typical marketer is not very good at encoding video.
Right.
And they weren't getting a good web experience because their video wasn't ready for web viewing. And so rather than having to train someone how to encode their video properly, we do it for them.
With
So
all the
you upload
handbrake
the video
tools
to
and
us.
things like that, right?
Exactly. You upload the video to us, and we take care of the encoding. We re-encode multiple versions of the video for different device types, different internet connection speeds, and we handle all of that on our end.
Right. You take care of the compatibility, especially now that we have all these mobile devices that
For sure.
has its own particularities.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. So boy, this has expanded past what I had, because I think we probably spoke 6 months ago about this. And,
We did.
And these are new features you guys are adding all the time.
Yeah, it's constantly growing, constantly being built upon, and all of it's based on what's driving customer success and customer revenue. We recently added the third component of Diloger. So we've talked about quiz marketing and video marketing, and we have what we call visual marketing. And visual marketing is things like interactive images or interactive infographics or interactive aerial views of a real estate project. And
So they're static images versus video, right?
Correct. So instead of using a video, one of our clients is Colliers International. They're a major real estate company, and they were finding that people were bouncing off their website pretty fast, and they wanted to add some stickiness to get people to stay on their site, engage longer. And they created a series of interactive aerial views of their properties. One example is the Woodlands, Texas. They have like 9 different properties.
Oh, really?
And as I
used to live there.
As I hover, oh, nice. That's so funny. As I hover over their aerial views, they pop up reports that I can download, or a video that I can watch, or all sorts of content. And they saw 400% increase in time on site as they started using our interactive image tool as part of their website experience.
Wow. No, I can see that. Right. So, I mean, this is stuff, again, we've been in the web development space forever, and all this stuff is very doable. But man, it just takes hours and hours of work, and even the video encoding. I mean, we've done a lot of that kind of work, but becoming a specialist in handbrake, and then the amount of time it takes to process it, upload. I mean, you're kind of taking a lot of the workload off of the marketer.
Absolutely. We want this marketer or the small business owner to be able to focus on what they do best and not have to learn how to custom program their website or hire a bunch of people to custom program their website. And so we make it easier to do all of these things, do them quickly, and really make it more fun.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Well, we're coming up kind of like I like to keep these to 20 minutes. Man, I think we've kind of covered a lot. You've whet my appetite. There's something in the back of my mind that I'm going to talk to you about later, because especially with that image What was the feature, the image one?
Yeah, the interactive image.
Yeah, no, I hadn't. That's one I haven't explored at all. So, you know, basically with this, I'd like to kind of whet people's appetites. Different enablers are the ones that help people with success, as I like to call it, in the Infusionsoft space, and just knowing which one to pick or kind of explore further is kind of valuable. Why don't you just share with people, you know, how people can reach you?
Yeah, so the best way to reach our team at Diloger is our support email. We have multiple people who monitor that, so you're not going to get, if I'm out on vacation or if someone's out, you're not going to get lost.
But spell Diloger because it's not
I will.
obvious.
Yeah, it's support at dilogr.com. So DILOGR.
All right, so it's Diloger without the last E before the R.
Correct.
So cool.
Yep, and there's no A in there either. Sometimes people try and put an A in there, so it's just DILOGR.
Okay, we'll make sure that when we publish this, we'll spell it correctly in the bottom, and that way people can find you guys. But hey, Lance, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy, but you know, bringing an update on this product and the solutions you offer, I think, is just handy for the kind of people that listen to this.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me, George.
Okay, hey, have a good one.
You as well.